I guess I gotta tell people stream's happening.
Part 2. Part 2?
Yeah. I'll just say, like, he's ranking those.
What is Vento Oreo?
That's part 5.
Oh.
Its name is Golden Wind,
Okay.
but Vento Oreo.
In Italian.
In Italian. Technically, it's Jojo's Bizarre Adventure as well. We don't ever call it that. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Regardless of whether or not people show up, who cares? Who cares?
Yes.
This is mostly fun for me. This is just me having fun. I think actually we could probably start.
Okay. Yep.
We could probably start. I'll go to full screen again since
Okay.
it's everything. Yeah, my mouth might not move properly, but that's okay. I don't care. I don't care. So you had already ranked 2 Vento Oreo stands.
Okay. If you say so, I trust you.
You put these 2
Yeah.
in C.
Yeah.
So it was Gold Experience and Black Sabbath. Next up, we got Sticky Fingers.
Oh, you mean
Zipper
Puppy?
Man.
Puppy?
Puppy? Oh no. So you remember this one is the zipper one?
Yes, I remember that one. You know, it has giant zippers, holes everywhere.
He's able to hide stuff.
That's actually a very interesting, and I don't know, maybe because I'm partial to the humanoid ones, you know?
Yeah, I noticed that.
It registers better in my brain, you know, my little
Understandable.
marsupial brain. But
He can also take people apart.
yeah, that's a cool. I would say that's an A.
An A.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like stick. I don't want to.
Oh, I don't hear music anymore.
It ended.
Oh,
The track ended.
never mind.
At an A.
But how come the next one is not?
It's playing.
Oh yeah, I don't have my hearing aid on. It was
My
really
mom's
faint. Eesh.
Eesh.
And it's in my good ear. But
I have to turn.
I
this
think
one
it
up
would
a
be
little
even
more.
worse than that one.
Turn it up a little. That
Okay.
Some tracks might be like really loud compared.
Well, we'll
this
adjust
is
when we get to those.
Aspergas Man,
Oh yeah.
because he's so green in this. So this is Soft Machine. His ability is he stabs you with that sword and you deflate.
That's really. I would be using that thing all the time if I had it.
Well, no. Yeah, true. But it's like, look at how wrinkly.
I forget. Does he have the ability to pump things back up?
Well, when he deactivates it, they reinflate.
Because imagine it, and it's. I forgot. Is it for everything or just for human beings?
Everything, because the thing.
Can you imagine moving with that ability? Oh my gosh, you would just need a little car top carrier for your entire household.
See, like right there, because initially they're
It's
like,
a practical thing.
they were like, oh, we've got this one.
Oto-san.
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
So right here it was like they were going to take this boat and they were like, well, okay, we have this number reserved.
I'm falling asleep on the job.
Yes, you are. Hold on.
I'm not going.
Calibrate. There we go. You're awake.
The cameras don't like me, do they? Am I awake?
Here's the thing. You put things in front of your face.
Where? I have nothing in front of the...
You had that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry.
Okay, let's turn off camera. What? Okay, now you should be working.
Hello.
Right?
Not...
No, it's registering me.
Well, is it because... Hang on. Should I turn... Oh. Oops.
No, you shouldn't have.
Oops.
That's where my camera was.
Oops. I made a boo-boo. You can tell I'm not...
This is not your...
This is not my thing. I do not know.
I will hold it.
You will hold it. Do you want me to hold it for you?
Nah.
Okay. See, if we were talking needles and crochet and knitting, I would be all over that thing, but I'm just in awe of what you can do with all those buttons. Hi.
There you go.
There we go. I'm back in business. I'm awake.
And I am back. Okay.
All right, where were we?
Okay, I was talking about soft machine.
Zipper guy, yeah, the zipper guy.
No, we were after the zipper guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then Dad interrupted, and that ruined everything.
I know.
He's done that to me multiple times, actually, where he's messed up my stream by coming in.
He's got an aura about him.
Okay, so what happened here is they had a boat reserved.
Yeah.
And someone ambushed them by basically taking the shell of that boat and putting it on a different one so he could ambush them. So he can do stuff like that. That's what Soft Machine does.
Okay. But
it looks like
I said, it would be great for moving. He could have a side business moving people around on the least amount of...
Zucchero's a gangster.
Well, I'm sure gangsters have side businesses too, legitimate businesses.
He has no eyebrows. That's unfortunate. Oh, well, I guess he does, but...
You know, some people look better without eyebrows. I hadn't registered to me, but Whoopi Goldberg doesn't have eyebrows. Yeah, and she looks really good like that.
If she had eyebrows, it'd be like, who is that?
Who is that? I don't know you. I know.
Okay, so Soft Machine.
Okay. Oh, I need to give the... Oh, that's an A.
That's an A?
That's an A.
Soft Machine is an A?
Yeah.
I think you're the one person who would ever rank it that high. Because you're looking at it from a practical angle.
Right.
Most people would look at it from... that fight was lame. I didn't like it.
You have to look beyond the obvious, I guess.
Moody Bruce.
Although, says me who rank things by what they look like. That is gorgeous. That is just gorgeous. I love it.
You remember it was ability to imitate the form of individuals and reenact past events with precision. So there's a point where they had to steal a plane, and it was like, we don't know how to
fly the plane.
So it's like just record a previous flight.
All right. That's an S because I love the design. It's gorgeous and
it has a toy too.
There's a lot of possibilities in that stand. So What?
Little collectible bust.
Oh, look at that tadpole looking one. Yeah. That almost looks like a tadpole.
I was going to joke that comes later, but no, that was plankton. So S.
I
do like your
awesome.
S collection.
I do like it too. That's why it's an S.
I like how it's like Star Platinum S, and then it's like mostly part 4 so far. This is like part 4.
I really liked part 4. I really liked it because, first of all, the opening.
The opening killed you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's a normal opening.
It was breakfast being made.
Yeah, breakfast. It's just really sweet, quiet-ish music, and then you see the hands, and I'm like, oh, come on! I was just like, I did not expect that. I was so surprised. I thought, okay, that's going to be a part 4, an interesting part 4. So.
I mean, part 4 is because, again, I rank 7 and 3 as like equally my favorites.
Yeah.
Part 4 is very, very close second. Where it's just, I really like part 4, but I don't like it as much as...
And it also shows that you don't need to leave your hometown to have a terrific adventure. Yes. It's all about, what you make with of things, you can... Don't say, I'm bored at home, just go out and explore, Yeah, those are just awesome. I love them.
I like how he's superstitious. He doesn't like the number 4. Look at which number is missing.
Is it in Chinese or that it means death? Like actually, in China, number 4.
It might just be a general Asian.
Because that might come from.
But he has no excuse. He's Italian.
But.
Also, they eat.
The author is not Italian, right?
They eat. He's a big Italy fan. Even Rohan goes to Italy at one point. So yeah, you know what? Sex Pistols does. It's a Hello Horse's Emperor, but more interesting.
Yeah, definitely. That's an S for me. That was really cool.
I do like them.
Just the fact that bullets were sentient, I thought that was...
Well, it's not that the bullets were sentient, but they could just kick the bullet around wherever they wanted.
Right. But it looked like, they were... Yeah.
They're kind of bullet themed. Yeah. Not even kind of. They are bullet themed. Okay, this next one I feel like I always forget the exact details of his power, but Kraftwerk.
Oh, we saw that one not long ago.
What do you mean?
Why do I know that? Oh no, we were talking about the group.
Yeah, we were
the band.
We were listening to Kraftwerk.
Yeah, sorry. So, my neurons are misfiring here.
So kinetic energy manipulation. So it can take kinetic energy completely away, freezing it in place. So for example, right here. He throws rocks and then freezes them, and he can climb up them.
Ow!
And then
did you see his ankle? That looked painful. Wait. Ow!
Ow! I mean, I think he got shot.
Yeah, and it just squish out.
Oh yeah, he can also make things accumulate the energy. This is, however, the guy who I remember. It was the first character you ever saw in JoJo where you were like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? And it was like, you were like, he has white man dreads, and they look like Grinch fingers, and I've never been able to not see that.
He's not very appealing, I have to admit.
And what I thought
they all have extreme costume, but he looks really... Usually they look really kept, and he looks really unkempt.
Because it's funny, that fight happened right after this guy's, and I was like, you had no reaction to him because you're used to, like, weird JoJo characters. Right. But this guy who is normal, comparatively normal, you were like... Ugh.
He looks like a college... dude trying to cosplay a JoJo character. You know what I mean?
Really, really sad cosplay. I can see that. Whoops.
Right. So that's what he looks like. I would say that's a C.
Yeah, it's a
It's average, yeah.
It was an interesting early fight. Oh. This is one of the ones we were looking at earlier when I was looking at the designs.
Okay. What is it?
Apparently this design was based on like a Belgian comic. French-Belgian comic.
Really? Which one?
Well, we looked at it last time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Carnival of La Foire aux Immortels or whatever.
You know what his mouth really, I was talking about alien, you know, the xenomorph. But actually that looks like the little whale toothpick holder we have in the kitchen.
Well, you were saying that. I was kind of thinking Benny the Cab from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But that works too.
Right.
He looks
but
like
we have an adorable little whale toothpick holders, and the toothpick look like the
krill filtering teeth of a whale.
Yeah. We call
really
that
good.
phalange. We got that phalange, I think, in French, and I can't remember the name in English.
Phalanges?
I don't
even know.
I don't know.
Okay, so this is just Goo Goo Dolls. Once an object or a living thing is cut by its sharp index finger, it will begin to gradually shrink over time. But I don't think Goo Goo Dolls can do this, but he can also shrink himself. Like, Little Feet can shrink Formaggio.
Yeah.
I like here where he's just a car.
And flushes it.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta get rid of the evidence. Blush.
So it's the PIM.
Yeah.
The PIM formula? PIM.
Yeah, like whatever it was in Ant-Man. But otherwise, he's not as goblin-y looking as Goo Goo Dolls.
But it's kind of a, dare I say it, boring design.
Comparatively to others.
So I would give it a D.
Yeah.
It's
like,
nothing.
I think
it's not a total fail, but it's a little below average.
It doesn't speak to you.
It does not speak to me.
So C.
Yeah.
Oh no, you said D.
D.
No, don't put that goes in.
I just don't like those eyes.
That goes D.
I do not like those eyes. But do you know what? Now that I look at this icon right there on the F, the pink one with the, it looks like, oh, that's going to be a deep cut. It looks like in the series Cosmos 1999.
Okay, yeah, that is a very deep cut, mother.
I'm old, what can I say? Where because the moon is out of orbit, it's been traveling through space, and the Alpha...
I didn't know that's what the plot was.
Yeah, there was an explosion on the moon that took it out of orbit, and it was shoot in space. So the people that inhabit the lunar station are just traveling through space, and they encounter aliens who are on their way towards us and say, oh, we can drop someone off, you know. But their spaceship sort of looks like that.
Oh, like a...
Yeah, it has a pointy, it has a sphere, it has a point on top. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
I realized, I was like, Cosmos 1999 doesn't sound correct. Oh yeah, it's because in English it's Space 1999.
Oh, Space 1999.
But in French it's Cosmos.
Cosmos 1999, yeah. And of course there was a politician on the base when the base was ejected into space. And he's just always making trouble, and so
he's the agent Smith, or the,
and so he kind of forces the alien's hand to take him back to Earth, and because he cheats in the lottery, you know, to get
go home.
And then the aliens punish him by sabotaging his sleeping pod, or his
so he becomes
deep
ancient.
So he wakes up like you know, like in Rocket Man.
Oh no!
2 hours into the flight, and he's like, oh, I can't get out of this coffin. Yeah, it was kind of aggressive.
So they sabotage by having a chimp take his
right,
thing, and then that's what happened. Okay, I got it.
So he goes nuts. All right. That one was interesting. It was really creepy to me because it's like it was detecting the.
Oh, it could detect breathing.
Yeah. So it was like one of those nightmares where even when you hide in a closet, it's still gonna find you because it can detect the carbon dioxide emissions.
Okay,
you know, so
thankfully,
gosh,
it belongs to a protagonist.
Yeah, but it was still pretty creepy. That's true. That's true.
And if you imagine things, like it's a little.
I would say that's a B.
B.
Yeah. Well, no, an A. An A. Yeah.
It's pretty.
It was interesting. It was a good one.
I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Is the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it. I forgot how much I don't like its anime colors. I like the brown and purple.
Way
better
the
than
manga
this.
colors are
like there are a few like that where I'm like.
But you know, was it the difference in color for Jolene between the manga and the anime?
Yeah, some anime colors I like better, but some I'm like.
And I like Jolene's anime. Colors better.
You don't like the blue and green as much as the black and yellow.
Right. To me, it looks.
It pops more to you?
It looks more like a forest hunter green, a dark green.
Yeah, her. It's not so much black as there's some green in it.
Right, right. So, I like that. So yeah, definitely the manga colors speak.
So we'll ignore, but this is He's kind of got a bird-esque mask, but access to a mirror dimension where the only living things that can enter are Eluso himself and those he drags into the reflective surface.
Right.
So, and this cuts them off from their stands, so he's able to attack them minus a stand.
Right.
And everything.
That's dastardly, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would say it's a B, though.
A B.
Yeah. Because it's an interesting stand.
Oh, I forgot he could basically put like half of you, or like if he's dragging, he could just be like, I'm taking your hands, and your hands are just going to be there.
Well, actually, that's pretty strong, isn't it?
And you don't.
But I don't like the design. That's a pretty strong ability, but I don't like the design, so I will put it in B.
His outfit was made from a mattress.
Ooh, look at that.
His outfit was made from a mattress, I'm just saying. From a quilt. Like his favorite.
Well, he's ready for winter. If only his abs were not so...
They were not as defined. They're not... Part 5 is when people start getting a little skinnier, and I think eventually he starts making them like a little more cut.
Noodly.
Yeah, for the longest time I didn't like the art in part 5 because I was like, oh, they look like noodles. You should see what Jotaro looks like in part 5. Everyone's like, oh, he looks like an actual teenager.
Well.
He looks like he should as a 17-year-old.
You know, I remember my classmates in high school, and I didn't see one hot babe in there. They were not. They were babies. Yeah. They were babies for sure.
Well, that's the thing. I remembered
they were babies, but not hot babes.
I remembered as a elementary school student thinking like high school students look so old. And then I remember being in high school and thinking everyone looks like a baby. Everyone looks like a child. And now it's like when you drive by the high school, you're like these are children. these are babies. Like they.
And rightly so, you know,
exactly.
Because they are.
They said B?
Yes. Just because, I mean, the ability is interesting, really, but the design doesn't really speak to me.
Yeah,
so I'm taking a grade down, you know, because of that.
Okay, thinking about unstoppable stands, here's one that was used only once. Purple Haze. It's not really a good. It lets out a killer virus infection.
Oh, wait.
And the thing is, it does not distinguish friend or foe.
Oh, yeah, and, well, but isn't it the one that,
The guy who... Wait,
okay, finish your,
The guy who owns it basically only used it for one fight, and then eventually was like, no, I'm not joining you guys on the suicide mission.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's the one that said, no, I'm not taking that boat.
Yeah,
I'm staying right there. I'm not going on that boat.
Yeah, no. But I really do like Purple Haze's design. It does need a napkin, though, because it's really angry. It's like, you know, Fugo's inner rage.
That is an A. That's an A to me.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I like also kind of the
and the fact that, you know, who would want to join a suicide mission?
Because they loved Trish.
Yeah,
Trish
but
friend.
I don't know. Yeah, I would do a lot for my friends. Well, for my family first. Yeah. And then, self-preservation. I don't know, there's something about... I cannot... I mean, it was shocking because, you know, when I watched that part, it was shocking when it happened because I did not see it coming at all.
There's no character in JoJo who was like,
I'm out of it. I
don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here. So it was shocking, but it was understandable. Totally.
There's one character in part 8 where she's not part of anything, not because she doesn't want to join, but because I think he forgot about her and then killed her off.
Oh.
And then she's erased from the family photo, and then the family tree in part 9 ignores her
completely.
And it was like, are you kidding me?
That's not how you want to go. Thankfully, we believe in genealogy and family ties and all that. So no matter what, I'll be somewhere in the family history, but that would be, you know.
Yeah. But it's, I'm actually going to have to find her after this. So you remember this, Mr. President, it was the turtle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was, yes.
And it's the reason why Polnareff was able to survive.
Yes.
He lives in the turtle now.
Yeah. I would say just because of that, I'm going to put it in an S. Because it really provided safety and relief for a while. And then, you know,
I'm gonna find the character who's forgotten. Where it's like the saddest thing. Or Stan born this way. It's a motorcyclist.
Oh. Which part is it in?
This is in 8.
Okay, because
so you wouldn't know.
I have no idea who that is. Is she a maid?
Yeah, she disguises herself as the maid for the family.
Okay.
But she's investigating. And her thing was like, the main character is a fusion of 2 people. And she was the sister of one of those fusions.
Okay.
And so it's like, oh, she's a Joestar. Actually, she is a Joestar. Yeah, she's the forgotten one. Like, they just ignore her. It was like, this is sad. She was actually a cool character. Not like they were stand as a motorcyclist. Okay, next one is a beach boy.
All right. That doesn't ring a bell at all.
Okay, so it's an endless line that he has control over. Reflect damage and detect life energy, makes it useful for combat and reconnaissance. So he uses it for reconnaissance, but he's able to grab, like,
oh, okay. Now that I see the clip, okay, it wasn't a train fight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that would be a D.
A D, Beach Boy.
Just because he looks like Cyrus on Galaxy Quest. No. You know, with the...
Why are you so mean to him?
No, I know. But
he already lacks a jaw and everything, and you're doing this to him?
He's like, no, I mean, I'm sorry. He's not very,
I need to find. They don't even have him here. So, you know, he teams up with Prosciutto. And in the new fighting game,
That's a nice suit, by the way.
Yeah. Prosciutto in the new fighting game. Oh, actually, it's right here. He plays Prosciutto, but then Pesci is always following him behind with the Beach Boy. Because he has to follow his Aniki.
He's like a turd that won't flush.
Well, it's his Aniki.
Yeah. But still.
It's his Aniki. It's sweet.
I have an Aniki and I don't follow him around like that.
Well, your Aniki is...
Well, okay, he's 5,000 miles away, but, you know. Oh, no, I can't even look at that. I can't even look at that, so...
It's the one that makes you age. It sends out the gas and makes you age.
Yeah.
You're gonna put an F?
Yep. I can't even look at it.
It's funny because that's like a design
I told you when I was 6 years old, I had chicken pox. I told you that story,
and you
right?
were really like...
I had a really high fever, like 104 fever, and I was delirious. And in my feverish
fever dream,
my room was full of eyes of different sizes, but they were all staring at me. And I'm not sure it's because of that, but I have an aversion to eyes.
Yeah, well, be like me. Be on my level and have a fever dream where your Disneyland poster has like a corpse-like skeleton crawl out of it and stand next to your bed and talk to you.
Oh, right. And my brother, who is the one who gave me the chicken pox, his fever dream was that his bed was an island, and it was, of course, surrounded by water, and there was a shark circling around the bed.
So was this pre or post Jaws?
Don't you love? Oh, that was before Jaws. Yeah, because Jaws was
70s.
76, 75, something like that. And we were in the new apartment in Compiègne.
Oh, okay.
So we had just gone. It was our first year in that school, and I think chickenpox went through the entire school. So it was a good thing because you got it and we're done with. But oh boy,
this thing needs to brush its teeth.
Okay, let's go back to
this thing. So it starts out as a computer, or like that's part of it. It doesn't start out as a computer. He basically has to impregnate someone, or it's like he has to find a woman who is compatible, who has the personality he wants, and then from her DNA he births.
Do you remember that movie, The Demon Seed? What was it called?
Yeah, Demon Seed.
Demon Seed.
Yeah, where the computer's like, I want a baby.
No.
I want a baby so bad. You're gonna have my baby. I want a baby so bad, and it's like your house is locked up,
and then
cannot escape.
I mean, you cannot escape, and the computer was torturing that poor woman with the heating up the floor so high that she just couldn't stand on it anymore. And
so it's an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, it was horrific. So I'm kind of grossed out by that concept, to tell you the truth, because
no, it's a gross concept, and then it's like,
but it's a cool design, but it's a gross concept.
Well, at least the thing is she doesn't have to conceive it.
Right.
It's just a case of it takes the DNA,
right,
and then it's like the baby stand kind of rides on her
but
for a little bit.
But still, she doesn't have a choice about it.
Yeah, that's
so I would say that's an F.
Yeah, that's the reason people don't like this fight so much, because it was like, this guy's.
Otherwise,
this guy's
right there,
creepy for that, but he's pretty.
He's pretty. Yeah. The creeps are always pretty, aren't they? Ugh.
But I don't really care for
it's a really cool design, but because of
the rapiness,
or the lack of consent,
well, the rapiness.
Well, yeah, I guess rape could be construed in different ways, but
in this case, it's also just it can break matter down into cubes and reshape it the way it wants.
Oh, I think I remember that one.
But you don't like the yuck factor.
The yuck.
Oh, this one's fun. I like how I say this one's fun, and you're probably like, I'll be the judge of that.
Right.
So this is the first stand we see that is a suit.
Oh, okay.
It has little kitty cat ears on it. Is one thing I think is fun about it. So, ice skates should give you an indication of what it does.
Right.
He has ice powers.
Mm-hmm.
So he's able to zoom after them. So pyrokinesis, ice armor.
I think I remember that part.
They're in the car and he's chasing them down. But again, I like his kitty cat ears on his suit.
I would say that's a C.
Yeah.
Although I do like the colors.
The colors are fun. That's one of the reasons why I think this stand is like really memorable. Is it's just I think it's fun, and I think it's fun that some stands can just be a suit.
He looks like he has a little turtle butt. Well, that thing right there. Hang on.
Oh,
right
okay,
there,
yeah.
that little pointy thing.
I never remember how to pronounce this guy's name. Yeah.
Yacho? Yacho?
Oh, Yacho.
Yacho. That's a G. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
In Irigana, that's a G.
Yacho. Yeah, Giacho.
Yacho. I believe the katakana makes more sense than.
Hey, sometimes when I'm like lost on some pronunciations here, I'm like, what does it say in the katakana?
Right. Especially Italian is a Latin-based language like French, but the pronunciation
is different
because I've never learned it, so I'm always like, is it G?
Like, okay, because
Familia. I remember there was a town where I was where there was a lot of Italian family when I was in Switzerland, and they had their name plaques on the door, and it was like Famiglia. 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 What? And then someone said, no, it's familiar. Oh, okay, all right. I won't judge because French has a lot of silent letters as well, so Oh yeah, okay.
Remember this boy. King Crimson. I like
Don't
this.
you love that band?
Yeah, I love that band. I like.
Did you tell about? Did you tell your friends about the?
My uncle.
Yeah.
My uncle. We were going through the stuff at my grandma's in the attic.
Because my brother has tons of stuff on my mom's house. Shame on him.
And he doesn't ever pick them up.
No.
He leaves like old computer parts.
Yeah, he leaves everything. He's a pack rat.
Yeah. So he has all these records because my mom was looking for records that she had.
Can't find them. I don't know where they went.
Yeah, and he has so many King Crimson things. And
he has a really
and
good
some Residence stuff, and I'm like,
he has a really good collection.
And I'm sitting here like, I could take these and he would never know because he's never checking.
No.
Like, this is the one time where I'm thinking like I could steal. And I wouldn't actually feel bad.
But yeah, he had, and from the time he was in high school, he had those. He had a really good, always had a really good collection.
Your model does not open its eyes. Wanna turn that down a bit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Did you burp?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't burp. I'm a girl. Epitaph. King Crimson. So.
That's a cool design.
It's a cool design.
Yes.
It can basically erase time. So he can predict like the next 10 seconds. Yeah, up to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And so he knows when to erase time.
Right.
So, for example, there was one time when Aerosmith was about to shoot him. Like, he was right over Risotto. And, it was like, they were both about to be shot. He erased the time from, like, when the bullets were going through him. So they just immediately went through Risotto instead of him. So that's his kind of thing.
I would say that's an A.
Yeah.
That's a cool design.
I need to find the picture where someone drew, like, King Crimson's first album, but they drew his face on it, like, screaming. Oh, Clash. Sharif, don't like it. Rockin' the Casbah. Rockin' the Casbah.
Right.
So, it's a little shark that teleports.
Are we doing Pokemons again?
Yeah, we are at this point. At this point, yeah.
Sorry.
Belongs to this guy with the better dreads.
Yes.
The better.
A little more put together. I have to say.
So this thing warps between liquids.
Oh, okay. I think I remember that one. Yeah.
So it's like you are not safe as long as you are next to water
or cry,
drinking something, or you could be doing anything like that.
We're made of 70% water.
It could be your blood. You could have a little shark swimming. It'd be awful.
I would say that's a B.
A B.
It's kind of creepy when a stand takes advantage of who you are. I mean, you cannot help it but be made of water. You cannot help it but you have to drink at some point. Yes, you know, if you have allergy, you're gonna have watery eyes, or sad, you cry, and it takes advantage of that. That's creepy.
Yeah. So
I mean, they're not Boy Scouts, you know.
He boyfriend have talking heads.
Yeah, that
which attaches to your tongue and makes it so that you have to keep lying. So it was like he saw Clash, but then that's on his tongue, so he can't even say like, "Hey, there's a shark in the water. Get it away."
There's a shark in the water.
So also capable of controlling the victim's body to a minor degree. For instance, force the victim to perform simple acts like nodding and pointing.
Kind of like me when I learned English. I would say that's a D.
I thought you were gonna say that. Like,
really?
No, genuinely, I was thinking like it doesn't seem quite like E or F tier, but I was like, looking at this lineup, this other tiny goblin thing. Oh. I think you're gonna this one because it's a pretty memorable fight. Notorious Big.
American rapper.
It's the fight that's the blob on the plane.
Oh, yes, I remember that one.
Where, so the guy died, but it still pursues them. Energy absorption, partial symbiosis, speed detection. So if you move, it comes after.
Creepy. It's creepy as...
And the thing is, they don't get to kill it. Because I don't think they're able to, so they just have it, like, land in the ocean, and then the fishermen start learning, like, that's a bad spot. There's something that keeps eating things right there. So it's just, like, it's in the ocean now.
You know, you don't have any makeup on today, but you're really pretty.
Thank you. Danke für das Compliment.
My baby. Oh. Sorry, let's go back
Otherwise,
there.
you look like a cow.
You just look so young. No.
Remember when you wouldn't remember because I was the one at Walmart then. I was working at Walmart. There was someone who was working, said like, "Oh yeah, I graduated. I recently graduated." Oh, like high school?
It's like,
no, I'm 30. It's like, I was like, I'm 30.
30. But thank you, I'll take it. Funny. That is, I would say, a B.
For big.
For big. Because it's... Well, how do you stop it? Because there's no more... You can't.
You can't.
You know, it's like...
And it keeps eating things.
Right.
To me, it's kind of like... Okay, you had this one in E. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the blob thing here, but scarier because it just keeps going.
Right.
And it detects speed, so you can't run from it.
Spice Girls. Oh, we're back in 1997 all over again.
It's almost like this part was written around that time.
Oh, right. It's
so
you know, every time I hear Spice Girls, it takes me back to Bahrain.
Yeah, same. Actually, when we got that Spice Girls album,
yeah,
I remember the story we went to.
On the tape. It was a tape, right? No, or was it a CD?
No, we had a CD, but
it was a CD.
But they put marker on, like, if you look at our CD, if you look at our CD, it has a marker over the cleavage.
Right.
Because in Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, they would censor.
They would censor CD covers, DVD covers,
magazines,
VHS, because we still have VHS. They censored those.
I had a magazine that we got at Genedoria that I still have.
Which was the cultural festival in Riyadh every year.
I still have this magazine because it was one that had a guide for Pokemon Snap. And I didn't have a Nintendo 64, but I've kept that magazine because it's like, there's some sentimental value, and it has a bunch of games where I was like, oh, this looks cool. Played them, but I was like, this looks interesting. I remember they had flipped through the magazine and...
Oh, because you had taken the magazine to that festival.
No. I bought it there.
Oh, you bought it there. Oh, I forgot about that.
And they had marked out, like, they had gone through and marked out whether it was, like, cleavage.
Can you imagine having that job?
Oh, boobies! Oh,
boobies! Yeah!
I had to do that with one of my own magazines that I got in France. I didn't know what was on the back. Because it's like, I had the magazine, I buy it. Okay, come back home. I didn't know it at the time, but it was a scene from Berserk. So the main character Guts holding Casca, and she's topless. And I was like, and now as an adult, I'm like, oh, that scene's gut wrenching. But as a kid, I was like, get it off.
Well, you know, we all want, you know, I used smiley face stickers.
Oh, thank you for the hydrate, pizza. The Watchmen one was, okay, you wanted to cover up the peepees.
Yes, but I wanted to preserve your eyes, even though they were nothing special.
They're really sad.
They were there.
I wonder if they're that sad in the movie.
I don't want to know. I've never seen it.
We almost went.
But I was like...
And then it's kind of one of those cases where I'm like, I don't know if I want to see a penis weenus sitting next to my mom. We watched Mandy... And already that was awkward. But it's funny, she got smiley face stickers without even knowing that that's a symbol in Watchmen. Even though
I had no idea.
Cover.
That's what I had on hand, you know, for when I teach the kids.
Yeah.
That's what I had on hand.
And the thing is, because she did that, then I was like, okay, it's free game. I'm taking googly eyes and I'm putting them on really important moments. So my book is ruined, and I keep thinking I should switch it out with a book at Barnes & Noble or something.
Somebody's going to have a good surprise.
Some sad person's going to be like, yo, I heard Watchmen's great. And then they get that. And you missed one, Dr. Manhattan.
I did!
Yeah, because it's one where it's kind of like the Michelangelo, Da Vinci studies of the man.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a tiny, tiny little peepee there.
Yeah.
I took a googly eye and put
it right there.
So, looking back at you. He's got his third eye out. Anyway. So, This is Spice Girl softens stuff by punching it. So she was basically turning the parts of the ship rubber. And at one point they have to break off the part of the ship, the cockpit, because it was like, it's the only way they can escape the Notorious Pig. So she softens the cockpit so they use it as a parachute to go down.
It's a very specific stand. I'm not sure it's that practical. I mean, it saved their lives, but...
I need to find something very specific that I think of. Because if you're going to reference Space 1990, this.
Right. Oh, Hellraiser, huh?
But one of the first direct-to-DVD.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
You haven't seen it.
Okay.
You haven't seen it. I have always gotten these vibes from the face.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
Like, especially if you look here.
Okay.
Kind of the markings and everything.
I can see it. Oh my gosh.
So, you can tell there's a point when Clive Barker was no longer. Because the first one's really good. I think the second one has interesting concepts, and then it goes down the toilet. Goes down the toilet.
The toilet, huh?
Yeah.
I would say that's a C.
C?
Yeah.
She's so... Metallica.
We should say something very dramatic right now, you know, with the music.
These look like Moomin creatures. I'll show you which ones. I think they were actually based on these.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Doesn't he get in trouble when he does things like that?
If things are vague references, good.
Because what is the... Oh, okay. All right. And what is the difference between copying and an homage? You know, plagiarism and homage in art.
Copying is like, if you are just going to flat out, or, you know, like a plagiarism thing, you just flat out take one element, copy paste it, maybe change a few things. Like, okay, my friend Bob Vids, you know, I showed you the thing, like, everything wrong with Cinema Sins, and he had the one about, like, plagiarism. And
right.
When it's like, or even if it's not 100% plagiarism, but it is so similar that you're like, hey, come on. So it's stuff like taking the screen of the guy's face melting in Indiana Jones.
You're right.
Smudging it a bit, putting like a paint filter over it, and then putting it in your game. As like an original painting.
Okay, I guess when you don't credit the source.
Is a thing. Like,
yeah, when you don't credit the source.
Yeah. But like, to me, this is like, oh, it's a cute reference because this was an anime.
Okay.
Like, there were two anime.
Hattie Fatteners?
Yeah, Hattie Fatteners. They're just these weird little plant things that look like aminals. And they just kind of grow in clusters, so...
Okay.
Metallica is, Magneto.
It looks like a plug to me, like one of those UK plugs. That's what it looks like to me. One of those annoying plugs you can't...
So, you know when we were talking about Magneto recently, that there's something different in your blood?
Right.
That...
There's something different about you.
Today. So there were horrible things like, oh, I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna make you puke razors. I'm gonna try to make and the thing is, he was like, I'm gonna make you bleed out until you lose all the iron from your like your iron is like rusting because you're losing oxygen and everything. So he was gonna make him suffocate like that. He can also start turning invisible, but it's risotto nero. Oh,
that's just that's a B. Ooh, hot stuff.
Yeah,
that's a B.
I think in English they just call it
Metallica.
Yeah, metallic. Because here's the thing, you know, it's always like, how can you get away with some names? I'm like, I think it's katakana,
Yeah.
makes it so that it's
Metallica. Metallica.
Stuff like
yeah,
that.
because the reed sound is ambiguous.
So some things like that where it doesn't quite sound. Apparently, Megan the trainer is a big JoJo fan. Apparently, so people are like, there better be a reference to her in Part 9. You know she would be.
Well, if you had to take in consideration all the fans, the well-known fans, there's probably a lot more people who are fans of that than.
No, but she's taken like pictures that are themed, you know. Okay, this is like, I don't know why they have this particular thing. It's unnamed. So Polnareff talks about like the stuff that the arrow was made from. Kind of like a meteor that people found. Or like a meteorite stone. A volcano, and these guys end up dying.
Boy.
They end up dying.
Like in the ring of the Nebula?
Boy. You
I'm always a full-grown man.
Boy.
I'm almost a full-grown man.
So
sorry.
They were dying, but this guy was able to shoot lightning from his fingers for like a brief moment. That's literally all this stand is right here.
Yeah, I have no opinion about that.
No opinion because it's nothing.
Yeah.
And this one's gross. Great fight, but it's like, ooh, yucky. Green Day. So it creates mold.
I can tell from the chest piece and the
It
back
looks
piece.
yucky.
Yes.
It is yucko.
And you know how I feel about mold.
Yeah, it's pretty. Oh, nice butt crack. Never noticed right there.
What is that called?
That's a butt crack. Like right
Is
there
that
on the
it?
stand. Look at it.
Oh yeah, right.
That means he poops from there.
Oh gosh.
So like the lower.
Sorry, guys.
The lower in altitude you are, like the mold spreads faster. So part of his plan was, I'm gonna be up in a helicopter, so that it really spreads out. And he's able to dismember himself. Like he knows how to reattach himself and everything. He is.
That is so gross, though. That's an F to me.
This is the guy, who gets like how many pages was it? There's got to be.
What are you looking for?
The amount of pages.
Oh, like people have created for him?
No. 7-page beatdown.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
There are 7 pages dedicated to when he's being beaten to death.
Because people wanted to really enjoy that one.
Well, because the thing is, this is someone who actually involved a lot of civilians also in his thing. He spreads this out in Rome.
That's the thing. Yeah, the fights are gruesome, but most of the time, it involves just the people fighting it, except the snails.
The snails, it was something like he couldn't even control. It was just automatic.
Which makes it even creepier. No, I said an F.
Yeah, I put it in an F. But that's the thing. Like when Giorno finally gets him, the thing is incredible because Giorno can turn inanimate matter into living things. So the guy ends up getting shot in the head, but he survives. And he made the bullet turn into a beetle that burst out of his head. So he's dying, but Giorno comes and beats him up for 7 pages. So it's really satisfying. Kind of villain you love to hate. Because it's like so satisfying to see someone get taken down.
You know, I think that's why your dad loves vengeance plot so much. Because he hates injustice and, you know.
Well, when we were watching, I say we were watching. I was watching some Better Call Saul season 1 while he was in the room. Oh, he loved one plot point. He was so delighted with one plot point because it was like, oh, that's satisfying seeing these 2 idiots get their comeuppance.
By the way, we, with your dad, we just finished watching The Glory on Netflix. That was awesome. Some parts are very difficult to watch because they involve torture, and extreme bullying, so that's very traumatic, especially for your dad, I think.
Yeah.
But that was so satisfying. That was really good.
Oasis. He works with the guy. I like how it's like you never really see this man's face. Ever. He's just in this suit, but he works for I remember. So he works for Chocolata. Chocolata is a doctor who kind of maybe did some malpractice, kind of maybe tortured and killed some of his patients. Maybe. Allegedly. And Seko was one of his patients who has survived, and they work together. He films the stuff for him.
Did he look at him?
He's doing great.
Is it a case like...
Chocolata
is it like Darth Vader?
Well,
my French is creeping in. Darth Vader. Darth Vader, where he has to have the suit on? I forget.
No, this is his stand.
Okay, all right.
But he feeds him sugar cubes. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
And I remembered you actually being kind of sad for him briefly.
Yeah.
Because there's a part where it's like he sends a recording to him like, hey, I might have died and everything. It's like, I love you, Seko, and everything. And it's just, he seemed distraught. And then afterwards he's like, screw you. But for a second he looked sad and you were like, oh, because he's like a little
puppy.
Yeah, he's a little pup. Oh, yeah, like this is when he's told he might get more sugar cubes if he does a good job.
He's like, I think
a horse.
I think will work for sugar cubes. That guy has an addiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he can liquefy the ground. So his thing is, this suit allows him to swim through the ground. So part of it is he works with Chocolata because he can grab people and bring them to lower altitude.
I would say that's a D.
It's not as fun as White Album.
It's just a little gross, you know.
Like I
mean, they're all
to a degree. They're all because like it's not as cool as White Album here, like
right?
The ice one,
right? Yeah.
Oh, this one's some BS. Just say that. This is one of the parts where I won't lie. Part 5 kind of loses me. It's this arc. So it's cool looking. Silver Chariot Requiem. So what happens when Silver Chariot gets pierced by the arrow?
All right.
So it powers up and becomes
yeah, I remember that.
So it switches everyone's souls around.
Right.
But the longer they stay in souls, they start turning into other creatures. Like weird creatures, and it's like its weakness is its
Wasn't
shadow.
that the fight with they were around the Colosseum in Rome? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, right. That was.
It's like a side thing. It's one where they actually have to team up with the villain briefly because it's like if we stay in our bodies, we're gonna start mutating and weird stuff's gonna happen.
I would say that's a D. Yeah.
I like its design, but I've always hated that fight just because I'm like, this is nonsense. So I was like, what is this? What have you written, mister? Okay. Gold Experience Requiem.
Whoa.
So Giorno's stand evolves.
That looks like a Groot with the head.
I know, I could see it. So what happens to Giorno's stand when it has the arrow? When it's stabbed with the arrow. All it had to do was punch Diavolo once, and it basically made it so that he so nullification can nullify the actions and willpower of anyone who opposes it. He does a thing where he defeats Diavolo and makes it so that Diavolo can never die. He just experiences a new death for all eternity.
That's good. I would say that's an A.
Yeah. So it is the most broken stand because it basically does what it wants. It's like you can do something and it goes, no you don't.
Yeah.
No you don't, to infinity. Oh, sweet. They're both together. Okay, this one's weird. Requiem is absolutely, yeah. Requiem stands. So Requiem stands are pretty broken in general, but Gold Experience Requiem is the most broken one in the entire series.
ちょっと待ってください.
Okay. ちょっと待ってください. She's gonna go to sleep for a little bit. Yeah, and Diavolo also experiences the aftermath of his death. Like, he experienced the autopsy. It was horrible. Whoa. Now it's reading me twice again. It's doing the thing. Hi, it's two of me. I am controlling my mother's body now. I'm using my phone. So I might not be moving amazing, but with Rolling Stones, we're gonna be done with gonna be done. 5. I remember people were so convinced that this part, like the episode after, like the last episode of Vento Oreo was gonna be Purple Haze for some reason. It was gonna Purple Haze feedback. It was gonna be something like that. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be the episode dedicated to this thing. I'm controlling your avatar again.
Alright.
I don't know why it's doing this.
Tadaima!
Okaeri! Tadaima!
Alrighty then.
Okay, now you're
I am back.
you're your own person again.
Yes.
Okay. So, this one was at the very end of Vento Oreo. It was the last episode.
Okay.
And it's a flashback. So, Rolling Stone, Spherical Rock,
yeah.
predicts the nearby death of someone in the vicinity and automatically follows them. Once touched, it will kill the victim in a peaceful way. So basically, it tries to be a mercy kill
yes,
sort of a
that's,
thing. But the problem is...
yeah, and it's 100% sure they're gonna die.
Yeah, because it goes after Bucciarati and Narancia.
I would say that's an A.
Because it shows up like that,
yeah.
and it's like, yes.
If it's a peaceful, gentle...
You're probably the one person who would put it at A because it's like, oh, that's awful. It goes after you. That's awful.
peaceful way.
It's a mercy kill stand.
You know, like Dad said, you know, I want to go...
You want to go in your sleep, not on the toilet.
No, not screaming and like the other three passengers in the three passengers in the car. You know.
Yeah.
That's what he says all the time. I want to go peacefully in my sleep.
So now we're back to something that I liked her initial design where she didn't have like a nose and a mouth. She was more robotic.
Right.
Versus, I'm not as big a fan.
Yeah.
I always liked this.
Yeah,
better.
that's true. That's a cool design.
And of course, you know, Stone Free. We just finished the series with Stone Free. I still think that this was a really cool solution to Sea Moon fight. Just like, I'm just gonna keep doing infinity loops on me. Screw you.
That it always amazes me the level of imagination those characters are. I mean, it comes from the author's imagination, but in most of the fight, I would have been dead in 2 seconds. You know, I would have been like, you hear that?
Yeah, I played the thing.
All right. Because I'm not that quick-witted, you know. I just.
What did she think of Cheese Boy's stand? Where did we? What? Oh, it's an A. Purple Haze is an A. Cheese Boy. So, again, as someone who has recently gone through Stone Ocean.
Right.
Where do you rank Stone Free?
Stone Free. Well, I would say an A.
Okay. What would NK's mom's stand power be?
Right.
Mom totally has that off the top of her head.
Right. Oh, I know.
You would just steal Star Platinum and have that to do precision work.
I would have the ability to come up with whatever I see. I could replicate an amigurumi. I could come up with a pattern just like that.
So you could a stand that just creates crochet patterns.
Right. Or knitting, whatever is appropriate. But
craft pattern.
yes, that would be my nerdy stand. Otherwise, gosh, I would want something useful, I would want something.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I've always thought like a stand has to be something useful from day to day because again, the guy with the sun stand.
Look at the healthy food one. That's
the
great.
Healthy food one.
It's great.
Yeah, and look at where you put it.
I know.
Oh, it's great. Put it at a sea.
Well, I took the design in consideration.
That's the thing. My mom looks at design and ability.
Right.
And thinks of practicality because she liked soft machine because that's great for moving.
Right.
Oh, you would fit in well in part 4.
Right.
Because some of them are just like, that's that's a regular use.
It's just...
Go dogs. Go. You remember that one. It was what belonged to, Vase. I liked when she had yellow accents in the manga. I feel like the blue, it just...
The yellow is only on her lips, and it's lacking a little bit.
Yeah, because I always like the yellow that...
Let me see the manga one again. Yeah. Yeah.
I was disappointed because I liked her design and I was like, you got rid of the yellow.
Yeah,
the yellow was fun.
It's missing. It looks like she speaks in the language of the birds. That's gonna be a deep cut on her hat on top. Well, that's the language of the birds.
Hey, initially she did have someone in a bird carcass. Remember? She did have the one guy in a bird carcass that she was like, you're gonna act like a bird and you're gonna get the prison stuff for me. You're gonna help me get out. And then it's like, oh, that didn't work out. Jolene, you'll be a little mouse for me.
That was... Okay, all right. They're in jail, so they're not, brownies or Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts,
Hey, the brownies I was with were mean.
That's true. They were mean.
They were a-holes.
That is true. That's why it didn't last very long, because I was like, those little girls are pests. Yeah. So I would say that's a C, just because I remember Jolene in that little rat outfit, and that just... it made me angry.
Oh, you didn't think?
And it was at the fairly soon in the series.
Being disrespected. I always forget what this one does. Manhattan Transfer. So it was when Jotaro visited her.
Yeah.
So wind reading, bullet redirection.
Right. I would say that's a D.
Because it's just kind of... To me, it's like... because the user was blind,
yes,
it kind of made me think of the water sand a little bit, where it's like I have to look at movement or something like that to catch something. Those were our chairs rubbing together. Don't look at me like I did a fart or something like that. I don't fart. I'm a girl.
Right.
I do really like the eyes. That's an S.
That's an S.
I love the design, but the pupils are so unusual, and I think it makes them really cool.
That's an S. That was a really cool villain, you know.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I think Pucci's one of my favorite villains, but he is also responsible for stuff that makes me really mad, so I also hate him. But I think he's very
well. That means it's well written.
Yeah. Okay, Highway to Hell.
Oh, yeah. All right.
The suicide, like you are joining me in suicide.
Yeah, right. I would say, oh gosh, there were. I really like that.
I like his kitty cat eyes.
I really like that whole series. So that's gonna be hard. I would say a C, because I know there's others that I like better, but I'm pretty sure there probably won't be anything under a C. Oh no, maybe
the last one.
Yeah.
I know the last one you hated because you were mad at that point. You did not. So C, you said?
Yes.
You did not.
The Feng Shui was not my favorite. The Feng Shui.
The Feng Shui one, I like that it talks.
Yeah.
And it's like chatty and everything, and it's like completely separate from him. But it is some BS. There's a reason people didn't like part 6
because of that fight.
Well, because they don't like this set of fights kind of right here, and they don't like the end. But I know it's this set right here was the stuff where people were like, ugh. And this
I liked the series until the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people feel.
Well, I guess I'm normal then.
Pucci's eyebrows are the stuff of legends. I don't get this. How did this happen? I also don't get
That's
this.
extreme manscaping for you.
But that implies he's had a big furry forehead. He has no head.
Maybe he has... You know, when it's a genetic disorder where you have hair all over.
Yeah.
Maybe he has that and he has to shave like that every morning.
I think his hair is some of the most offensive. I think Diavolo's moldy hair is some of the most offensive. I hate this guy's hair.
I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, I mean...
But he has a teddy bear.
2 teddy bears.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's the main antagonist of part 8. You don't see him until the very, very end.
Right.
And I hate his hair. I hate it. It should be a hat.
It looks like a pillow. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like the ex-boyfriend of this girl, and I hate this hair. Okay, it's not so bad here, but when it's just a egg, I hate it.
Well.
When he combined
the room.
Yeah, when he combined with Green Baby, it gave him a ton more hair. Yeah, but it gave him hair across like his nose.
Well, I would give the room a B because it allowed Emporio to survive.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's part of why they win. They win. That's part of how they won at the end of the day was.
Yeah,
sending him
against House of the lock one.
Jailhouse Lock.
Jailhouse Lock. That's how they, because they were able to hide in there and.
This one yet. Isu. I have to say, I don't like Kiss's design. I never liked the. Head part,
right,
but it has one of my favorite abilities because I like the duplicate stuff, and then and I love this episode because it's her experimenting with her power at the start, and I never really see someone.
And it's interesting how she took to it like duck to water. It's just. As for me, I mean, I'm always trying to put myself in there and thinking. Gosh, I would have died in that jail on the first day, probably. I would still be a rat running around.
Oh, yeah, this is one.
I would be. I would say, because I don't like the design of it so much, I would give it a B. but the ability was interesting.
Someone on Twitter once designed it where it was like, if it wasn't humanoid, like if it was something where it was just like stickers that could come out, and I was like, I like that design.
It looks like something you could make sock out of, you know, those things you
those,
turn and you make.
I was wondering what it made me think of. Yeah, it made me think of those things you could buy at like Joann's or Hobby Lobby.
Make tubes of knitted whatever.
Okay, now we get to talk about Foo Fighters. Hoo.
I loved her. I was so sad.
She was my favorite.
I really enjoyed that character. She's an S.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed her.
I think her power is cool.
Yeah.
I liked her design as a stand. I actually like that by the end, when she's in stand form, she starts taking on, you know, as she becomes a person.
Yeah.
She actually looks.
No, I was really.
That's my favorite Part 6 character.
Yeah, sad that she. We haven't done Jolene yet, have we?
No, we have Stone Free.
Oh yeah.
You put Stone Free at A.
Yeah. Okay.
Marilyn Manson, debt collector.
Yeah. Right.
I like that it has little baby hook hands.
That was the one where they had a fight in the prison yard and.
Well, they had to do baseball. They had to throw the baseball.
You can do it 100 times. You can do it 1,000.
I'm gonna take the money out of your boob.
Right.
Stitches.
Right. Well, I would say that's a C.
Yeah, impervious to physical attacks.
Yeah, that's a C. It was just annoying.
Sitting here like, yeah, you put the other bet one like higher than that, because that's whom I think is Wezari Poto.
Oh yeah, I liked him.
Like the character. That was the other character I really liked too.
That's an A. I would say an A.
I like when they make like little space suits out of the clouds.
Right. The cloud. Yeah, that was. Once again, thinking outside the box, you know, just it impresses me. You know, that's something that always fascinated me about your dad, is that he can take the knowledge he has and think outside the box and reconstruct it to use it for a different purpose. I cannot make that leap. I can't. I have a hard time.
Yoyo Ma needs its own tier above A called Yoyo Ma. No! No respect for Yoyo Ma.
He needs his.
So this was the one that did the zero gravity.
Oh yeah.
And
that was good too.
It could shoot bullets out of like just.
Right. That's a B. That was good too.
I thought that was a fun fight.
Yeah.
Jack Flash.
That was a movie with Whoopi Goldberg and a song by the Rolling Stones.
Yoyo Ma is the strongest stand, period. Don't get to... No respect for him, please. Don't even joke. He doesn't deserve crap. Invisible zombies.
Oh, yeah, right. That was creepy. That was creepy. That was really... creepy. I would say C. That's a C. It was creepy.
I like how we don't know if it has like an actual design.
Right.
This is the only art that's ever for
That's
it.
the effect of it. Yeah.
You said C?
Yeah.
Oh. Diva down. Next one. I really like the colors on it.
Right.
And I think it's a fun ability. And I like it actually emotes with these eyes because sometimes it closes them, sometimes it keeps them open. So sometimes it's a stand that sometimes looks annoyed. I feel like it doesn't use this part as much, but it restructures stuff a lot. When he restructured that guy's legs to become springs, it was like the scariest thing. I was like, ugh.
I would say that's a B.
A B?
Yeah.
Oh, why don't they have the picture here? They have the picture here when he's taking the chocolate out of his face. It's like, why don't they have the really sexy Anna Sui picture where he just...
Well, no. Because I liked... I mean, no, it's an A.
An A?
Yeah.
I liked when he made himself look like a man to get the cops off.
I must survive.
It's the I am the tiger.
Yeah, that's that one, right?
Yep. It's like, oh, it looks, it could be really interesting. It just shows up on the ground, like in the water, and just makes you so mad and want to beat people up, and you see each other's muscles, and you're like, oh, that's hot. Oh, the muscles on that person. I want to tear you apart. I liked Survivor because of how weird it was. I thought it was a fun fight, because it just turned into Fight Club.
Right. You know, some people are good at manipulating others to fight like that.
Muscles.
I would
are
say
delicious.
it's a C. It's a C.
Okay. Fishing. Next one is going to be Planet Waves.
Oh, that one was interesting because really at the beginning you were like, what is going on?
Like, why does she keep getting hit by stuff?
Yeah, well, excuse me. Oh.
Did you swallow a speck of dust and then...
I was like, what is going on? Obviously, something's being shot because she's being ripped, you know. Something's going on, but you don't see who's shooting it. And so that was that was really...
I don't like this angle because it looks like he's sitting on me, looking down at me like, are you
he looks
okay?
like he has no skin. That's
Yeah.
what it looks like.
But here it just looks like he's sitting on me. He's like, are you okay? As these three things are flying at me. Planet Waves was originally called Earth, Wind, and Fire, but Araki forgot he named the alien in Part 4's ability was called that. Yep,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
right.
Yeah, namesake. Earth, Wind, and
I
Fire.
would think that's an A.
Nay?
Yep. Because, you know, I've had dreams where I go outside our neighborhood and the sky is full of planets.
Yeah, I've had dreams like that, and it's never a good thing.
Well, because then meteors are coming down and all, and it's kind of creepy. But for a split second, when you just see the sky full of planets, it's just gorgeous. It's so beautiful. But space is really
Okay, I
creepy.
hate the color they
Yeah.
gave him in the anime, where it's like, okay, that's just a green. I liked
Right.
this nice jade.
I like the anime color better.
Oh, really?
Right. I do.
I like the manga. one
I like
better.
the iridescence better on the...
Well, they couldn't really do that in the manga.
Right.
Like, they managed with this, but I like this green for a dragon.
I like the other one better. Is it too
Dragon
much like
green.
a frog for you?
No, it's just I feel like I see this green a lot. I don't see this one as much on a stand.
I didn't like... I would say that's a C. I didn't like that stand as... First of all, because it was just like a turd that wouldn't flush, you know? It was just like going on and on and on. I was like,
But that-
come on!
But that's one of the fights that where a lot of people were like, oh, this part's so boring because this part is bad to read.
Right.
The anime actually makes it better to follow.
Right.
The one thing I like about Dragon's Dream is just that he does not argues with his own
Right.
owner, and it's
Right,
just
right,
like,
right.
I'm gonna tell like my rules because that's fair. That's like a fair fight. And it's like, hey, Foo Fighters, you don't want to be over here. This is a bad spot. Wow, it's gonna be chat's favorite because you all just want to make out with this one.
Yoyo
apparently.
Ma.
You love this one so much, you want to just make out with it. Look, it has knockers. Looks like it has boobas. You want to make out like chat, you think this is the hottest thing ever. You love Yoyo Ma. You adore it. And why don't you just marry it at this point? You want it in its own thing, and you're just like,
Okay.
So it has the acidic spit. High intelligence is debatable.
Okay, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
I like when its brain gets replaced by a frog and it starts going after other frogs. Like, yo, that's a hot babe.
Right.
Oh, flies!
Right.
I love flies.
I would say that's a. Oh gosh, they're gonna hate me. That's a B. Sorry. Gomene.
I would have put him in quarantine if it was me doing this. The only stand to just have a thing called quarantine.
Yeah, but right, but the thumbnail I think is fun.
That's right. Way to go, NK's mom. Hey chat, why don't you motorboat this thing? There you go. The absolute burial of Jirachi is more than made for. Okay, yeah, because you didn't like Jirachi, that Pokemon, the star-headed Pokemon. You didn't like it, and people were very offended by that. Green grass of home.
Right.
The one that you don't like the eyes on it.
No, I don't.
But it's the one that made them shrink a lot.
Oh, yeah.
The baby.
When they were getting closer and closer to the baby. I would say that's a B. I'm taking points because...
It was an interesting fight.
Right.
Oh, besties. Jailhouse Lock.
Oh, yeah. That was...
The one where you were like, ew, what is that?
Gross. Ooh, what is that? It is ugly. No doubt about it.
He loves him though.
Ugly. And I can see making a hat like that.
No, for me, is that your next plan?
So easily.
So sad it has no hands.
No, my next project for you is making a poncho.
Based on Jolene's outfit.
Yes. So I think that's going to be cool. Even with the star in the back, I think that's going to look really cool. I
like that it always appears like flat on surfaces.
Right. I would say, gosh, I'm torn with that one because
it's a cool
that
fight.
Was just, you forget you're eating bugs when she, oh gosh.
She forgot she was wearing, she forgot to put on her underwear was another thing. Like, hey, remember to put on your underwear.
Right. It's just so evil, in our hands. I would say that's an A. Even though I don't like the design, it would be an S if the design was different, but...
See, for me, I like the design because it's so freaky. Like, it is so unique compared to other stands.
Right.
I like it when a stand really stands out.
No.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Rhapsody?
You remember that one?
Yes, with all the picture books coming to life. That was interesting.
And Pinocchio is the only one that they actually killed, so he never goes back to any pictures. It's like all pictures of Pinocchio just stopped existing.
I would say that was a B. Yeah. A or B, I don't know. B. Because it was slightly unnerving as well, because you were like, oh my gosh, how are they gonna...
I like how they made a character to put everything back, and that's how they defeated it.
Put back, yeah.
Put back. Made Vincent van Gogh draw their OC. So the next one is...
But it was kind of fun to see characters of... what do you call those? Fairy tale in that and
that
fire
weird and the weird style.
That was funny.
Did I watch Del Toro's Pinocchio? Not yet.
Not yet. No,
I keep
we
meaning
haven't.
to.
Isn't it on Netflix now?
Yeah, it was a Netflix thing.
Oh, it was a Netflix was produced? Okay.
See, I don't get it. This is the one where they went for a more jade for this one, whereas in the manga, it's this kind of green. It's
Right.
like they did the opposite with Dragon's Dream and Sky High.
And see, for this, I like the anime version better. The jade version.
Yeah. So you remember this one? Controls the rods.
Yeah. I would say that's a B.
Kate Blanchett voices a monkey in it. Yeah, I remembered her basically being like, "Do you have something I can do?" It was like,
well, she's an interesting character because she had that part in Hot Fuzz where she was the ex-girlfriend.
yeah, and it's like you only see her eyes.
You only see her eyes because she was in that CSI suit. So it was interesting. She's an interesting character.
Underworld. The one stand with nipples.
Yeah.
I count those as nipples because
and a belly button.
Not so much here. That is a weird piercing.
But that looks like almost the ambulance.
Well, especially right
logo,
here.
Right there.
But you remember this one? It's when they were in the plane underground.
That's a B.
Oh, all of Dio's sons. I think. Oh, I was like, all of Dio's sons, and then I was like, wait, no, Giorno is down here, but Requiem is up here.
Yeah.
So that counts. He's in the middle somewhere. Okay, last two. Oh, well, actually, boiling water stand. I know there was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boiling water stand went right there.
Why was it in Unfamiliar?
I don't know, like it moved by accident.
Okay, all right.
Boiling water stand.
Boiling water stand, yeah. That's the official name.
It only has that name. The thing that almost killed Foo Fighters before he finished her off.
Right. A C.
A C?
Right.
Wow. Even though it was part of what led to her death. It's a useful stand, to be fair, because you could just boil water for perfect pasta.
And maybe I give it a C because it led to her death.
And it was impressive for that.
Right.
It was like,
no,
dang.
I'm mad. I'm still sensitive about that. Oh.
She-Moon. AKA, I like this one better than what it turns into. I think its design is appropriately spooky. I think its ability is scary. You get punched and your innards reverse. That's scary.
That's an S. That's an S.
Okay.
Yeah. That was truly creepy. In a good way. I don't know if there's a good way of being creepy, but
Oh, you got both of them there up. And then pièce de résistance. Made in heaven. The thing that kills everyone and resets the universe.
right. I don't want to talk about it. So I have no opinion of it, even though I don't want to talk about it, so put it in no opinion.
I'm gonna put it in quarantine.
Quarantine, yeah. In outer darkness. Put it in call it outer darkness. And
Call it the void.
yes. Put it there, please. Add a row.
Hell.
No, void.
Okay.
Void. Right. It's need to be in a dark and cold place.
We're gonna have
with
this.
no except. It's like the center of a black hole, you know.
We're gonna have this be.
I don't want to talk about it.
Avoid. There we go. So there we have all the.
I'm still bitter.
Yeah, she did not want to.
You have no idea, guys. I was so angry because I think it was the season where I was the most invested in it. Really,
Like,
I really enjoyed that season.
I think you were really invested in the characters.
Yes,
too.
I was, and I was gutted. I was furious.
She did not even want to look at the screen.
No.
In case mom not a fan of centaurs. Centaurs look like perverts. They look like sex freaks. I don't like them. So
I'm not sure you can even call it a centaur because look at that. It has 2 heads.
This is the poop receptacle.
Oh.
Wait, no.
Oh gosh, I didn't see that. Oh gosh, what a monstrosity. Oh.
The more you look at it, the more horrific it is. Like
No.
this pose is cool, and then you see it from this angle, and you're like, ew, 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 ew. Like that can't be comfortable to walk like that, because one, you have hooves, two.
Yeah, but I bet you can run really fast. Look at them legs.
Yeah, but look at this thing that you're off balance. He has to bend backwards.
It's a learned skill, I'm sure.
Get that surgically removed.
Right. And you're just left with a giant behind. Oh my god! I'm sorry. That is just. Oh my gosh! That
it looks
is
like a full diaper.
Oh, that's just another reason to
hate
put it in the void.
But I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
I also like the arrow motif that is like gravity stuff. So yeah, we got all this stuff. Maybe one of these days I'll read you descriptions for these, so you have like.
But from what I can see, I'll tell you which one jump at me. That one right there.
No, you know what? Actually, let me go to the list. I can show you what they look like in full. So you said Milagro Man.
All right, that one. I don't know what the body looks like. Oh yeah, I like.
This is the one that makes it so that you.
Oh wait, go back. Are those his eyes?
They could be. I don't know. It's never.
Now I'm asking because
that. So is that the mouth and it's going? But everything Pucci did was for the love of his hot vampire boyfriend. He needed better tastes because
no. You're reading too much into it. They were just hanging on his bed reading books. You were reading way too much into it.
One of them might have been shirtless, and they were probably like, talking about boy bands.
Let's take a nap.
And everything.
You're reading way too much into it.
This one does monetary manipulation, so you basically can never get rid of money.
Right. And that would be a problem because...
Yes, actually, because you can never spend it.
And?
You can't use it for anything.
Oh, right.
It's a curse.
So that one jumps, and the flowers, the little flower heads get to...
California king bed.
Right. And that...
I mean, that's Kira Queen.
That one, where is it? That one.
Oh,
Killer Queen.
Yeah, it's Killer Queen again.
Okay, yeah. And that one was interesting too.
Yeah, I like soft and
wet. Okay.
It's one of my favorite protagonist stands.
Those are the, what was that, 3 or 4? 4 maybe? Yeah, 4 that jumped and just from the
it steals things into bubbles.
All right.
Those are like the part 8 ones. I feel like they start getting different design sensibilities. And then 7, you got dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
You got Tusk, Big Murder Man.
Hang on. Are those balloons?
Yeah, Maiko uses tubular bells to inflate metal and turn it into deadly balloon animals.
Oh.
There aren't a lot of stands in part 7. I was actually shocked when I looked at this list again, and I was like...
There's not that many of them. Nothing so jumps. Oh, maybe that one.
Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds.
Oh, now that I see it all, I'm like...
What is that? He designed...
A demanded bunny?
Well, he designed it because he was like, I want a different silhouette.
Oh, yeah.
From any other stand. And actually, during the fight, its mask, it gets kind of torn up. So that's what its head normally looks like.
Okay.
It just has bunny ears sewed on. It has a...
Because why not?
Oh, actually... Oh, do they have...
How does he get into a car like that?
They made a phone stand.
Okay.
Bunny. It's like it got 2 pea pods stuck to its head.
It's an aquatic theme. What soft and wet is an aquatic theme.
Well, because he's got like kind of a nautical, like, I mean, when you look at Josuke from this part.
Oh, right, and you can see kind of like the...
yeah, when you look at this guy.
Right.
He's a little sailor boy.
Is he in junior high?
He's like 18.
Oh, all right.
He's like 18 or 19, something like that.
Never mind then.
Yeah, there's the nautical theme. There's the bubbles. They're kind of like, they seem like soap bubbles. This also goes ora ora ora.
All right.
But yeah, it can steal stuff where it's like, oh, I need to get, like, the first example is I need to get past this woman, like this nurse who's guarding the door. I'll steal the moisture from her, so she
has to go drink.
She has to go get up and go get a drink.
Right.
Or he'll do things like that. Take the sound of the fridge opening to use it for something. Like, it's fun. It's fun. Anyway, that'll be for another day. Whoa.
What did you do?
I'm holding my phone now.
All right.
Anyway, chat.
Well,
thank you for joining. Thank you, Mom, for doing this stand journey.
You're welcome.
Maybe one day when, I don't know, like 10 years when part 9 is done. 20 years when part 9 is done. It's like we only have 4 stands.
Can you imagine me at almost 80 years old doing this?
My favorite Pokemon and my favorite stand is... I'll never not see the
spider?
The Kong Skull Island. I also just noticed, like, rereading it, it's got pecs, it's got muscle.
Well.
But it's just, all it is for November Rain is just the upper body and then big legs, and it looks so angry.
Well, wouldn't you be angry if you looked like that? You wake up one day and you're like that. I'm pretty sure you would be angry too.
Is this a metamorphosis type situation?
Right. But I would still love you.
I love, there's this one picture where someone took like Gregor Samsa like in the bed as a cockroach, and it says, oh yes, oh heck yes.
Always wanted. I'll live forever now.
Anyway, chat, before we leave.
Oh, you're right. In 30 years, when we all are all living in an insulated ponds to hide from the caustic environment. Right.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, it took 10 years to animate 6 parts.
Right.
JoJo.
Right.
Not 2 more that are finished to be animated. And then 9 will never be. I don't think it'll ever be animated. It's going to be over for so long.
You never know. There'll still be fans. There'll still be new fans like me. You know, I'm fairly new to it.
Yeah. In the last few years.
Every year, some people will discover it.
Yeah, you got into it like around the time part 4 ended. Like part 4 was pretty fresh, and then we had part 5 to look forward to.
Right.
So I was like, oh, let's watch that when it comes out. Anyway, chat, I will have Bobby see you out.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bobby?
But he's gonna swear again.
Dr. Hamilton.
And I'll like
He wants to chase them out of my room.
It's all right.
Can he do it nicely?
No, he wants them to get the F out of his room.
Hey.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here, bitch! Get out of here!
Yes.
Yeah, I might stream later. I might, but I will see. No, they did the NK mom safe.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.